Samantha Bennett's alarm rang out at 5:30 a.m. She let out a soft groan, stifling it swiftly to avoid disturbing Lily's slumber. Another day, another challenge in the quest for financial stability. She hurried through her shower, the tepid water serving as a stark reminder of the constraints of this month's finances. As she brushed her hair, her phone suddenly buzzed, breaking the quiet moment. A message from her caregiver. "Apologies, but I won't be able to attend today due to an emergency." "Wonderful," Samantha whispered, gazing at her reflection. Shadows lingered beneath her eyes, reminders of the long journey of raising her child alone. At 28, she felt as though she had lived a lifetime. She crept quietly into Lily's room. Her daughter lay in serene slumber, nestled closely with her beloved stuffed rabbit. Samantha loathed the idea of waking her, yet today left no room for alternatives. "Lily Bear," she murmured softly, tenderly nudging her daughter's shoulder. "It's time to rise and shine, dear." The young child's eyes slowly blinked awake. "Day at school? No, darling. Mother has obligations, and Nancy is unable to join us today. You'll be joining me for a delightful day at the restaurant." Lily's expression lit up. "May I sketch while you focus on your tasks?" "Indeed, but it's essential to conduct yourself impeccably." An hour later, they hurried through the employee entrance of Callahan's, a casual breakfast joint where Samantha had spent 3 years of her life. The morning shift was already alive with activity. "Sam, you're really pushing the limits," her manager Jake remarked, glancing at Lily. "The babysitter has canceled. I will find a way to make it happen, I assure you." Jake let out a weary sigh but gave a reluctant nod. "Position her in the corner booth near the kitchen. We anticipate a packed venue today." Samantha provided Lily with an array of coloring books and a vibrant selection of crayons. "Please remain here, all right? I'll be sure to reach out to you whenever possible." Lily nodded, completely immersed in her artwork. Samantha fastened her apron and stepped into the well-known whirlwind of the morning hustle. Benjamin Carter's morning unfolded with meticulous precision. At 6 a.m., the shrill sound of his alarm pierced the tranquility of his penthouse apartment. Following a 5-mile run on the treadmill, he enjoyed a refreshing shower in his marble bathroom, donned a tailored navy suit, and had his driver take him to his usual breakfast spot before making his way to the office. The investment banker, aged 40, glanced at his Rolex, 7:30 a.m. Impeccable timing. The bustling restaurant would be filled with patrons, yet his reserved table would be patiently awaiting his arrival. His chauffeur arrived at the entrance of Callahan's. "The usual, sir? How about I swing by to get you in an hour?" With a slight nod, Benjamin stepped outside. The hostess identified him right away. "Greetings, Mr. Carter. Your table is prepared." She guided him to a corner table, tucked away for intimacy yet offering an unobstructed view of the bustling restaurant. He found this place more appealing than the upscale venues his peers often visited. The idea of ordinary individuals leading ordinary lives brought a sense of solace, even if he would never confess it. Benjamin flipped open his laptop, savoring the rich aroma of the coffee that a waitress had just set before him. His morning routine consists of enjoying breakfast, checking emails, and organizing the day's meetings. He hardly registered the presence of others, his attention consumed by the figures displayed on his screen. Samantha weaved through the bustling tables, expertly balancing plates piled high with pancakes while topping off coffee mugs with a practiced ease. From time to time, she cast a glance at Lily, feeling a sense of relief as she observed her happily immersed in her drawing. The morning became increasingly hectic, leaving her with little time to verify. In a fleeting instance of tranquility, Samantha cast her gaze once more toward Lily's corner. Her heart ceased to beat. The booth stood vacant. She twirled, her gaze sweeping across the bustling restaurant. "Is that you, Lily?" she called, a surge of anxiety tightening in her throat. Then she caught sight of her. Lily lingered near a table tucked away in the far corner, her gaze fixed on a man clad in an expensive suit. Before Samantha could approach her, Lily performed an act that defied explanation. She wrapped her arms around the stranger's legs. "Father," she declared, her voice carrying to the surrounding tables. A hush descended over the restaurant. Samantha stood still, her complexion paling dramatically. The man, whom she now recognized with a jolt of shock, appeared just as taken aback, his coffee cup frozen in midair. Benjamin Carter looked down at the child clinging to him, his face a blend of bewilderment and concern. His gaze then rose, connecting with Samantha's from across the room. In that instant, their distinct realms converged with the intensity of an unexpected epiphany that neither had anticipated. Samantha hurried through the restaurant, her heart racing in her chest. Onlookers paused, their morning meals abandoned, as she approached the corner table where her daughter held onto Benjamin Carter. "Is that you, Lily? Release her," she urged, her hands shaking as she struggled to free her daughter. "I sincerely apologize, sir." "She is perplexed." Lily held firm, her tiny hands clutching Benjamin's pant leg. "Absolutely not, mother. It's father. Observe his image." Benjamin's bewilderment gradually transformed into intrigue. He placed his coffee down with precision and scrutinized Samantha intently. "Are we acquainted?" he inquired, his tone deliberate yet fervent. "No," Samantha responded with undue haste. "My daughter is truly a wellspring of creativity. I regret the disruption." At last, she succeeded in separating Lily, who started to weep gently. Benjamin rose to his full height, looming over them both. "Hold on," he said. "You look quite recognizable." Samantha retreated, clutching Lily tightly. "It's time for us to leave." "Jake!" she called out to her manager. "It's time for me to take my break now." Jake emerged, attuned to the palpable tension in the air. "All is well here." Benjamin dug into his wallet and laid a $50 bill on the table. "All is well. I was just about to head out." He picked up his laptop but hesitated beside Samantha. "A lingering sense of familiarity washes over me, as if our paths have crossed in another time or place." Samantha averted her eyes. "It seems you might have me confused with another individual." With a reluctant Lily in tow, she made her way to the break room, gently shutting the door behind them. Her legs trembled as she lowered herself into a chair. "Lily, what prompted you to take that action?" she inquired gently, brushing away her daughter's tears. "He resembles the figure in your box, mother. The one you referred to as my father." Samantha felt a chill seep through her veins. Last month, Lily discovered her memory box, which held a solitary photograph of Benjamin from 6 years prior, alongside other keepsakes she ought to have let go of long ago. "That wasn't him, darling. That man simply resembles someone else." Yet, as she uttered those words, Samantha was acutely aware of the deception within her own voice. Benjamin Carter remained largely the same after 6 years. Still charming, still commanding, still entirely oblivious to the existence of his daughter. Benjamin found it impossible to concentrate on his tasks for the remainder of the day. The event at the eatery looped endlessly in his thoughts. The unwavering conviction of the child. Samantha's panic as a waitress. He summoned his assistant. "Kindly cancel my afternoon meetings. An unexpected situation has arisen." After several hours, he found himself in his home office, the laptop aglow with social media inquiries. Nothing about Samantha Bennett aligned with the woman he had encountered. He experimented with different variations and combinations, pushing himself to the limit as his eyes ached from the relentless gaze at the screen. A memory emerged slowly. An alternative title. A distinct era. 6 years prior. Samantha Miller, the intern at his friend's firm. A fleeting, passionate connection. The conclusion unfolded as she yearned for something beyond his capacity to provide. Is it possible that it's the same woman? She appeared transformed, tougher in some way, more worn by the experiences of life. And the young one, approximately 5 or 6 years of age. The timing aligned flawlessly. Benjamin poured himself a scotch, the weight of the implications draping over him like a heavy coat. He sought clarity. Throughout the following week, Benjamin made his way to Callahan's each morning, asking for Samantha's section. She steered clear of him, dispatching other waitresses instead. He generously left sizable tips, observing her from afar. On the 5th day, he showed up early and sat patiently in his car. He noticed her making her way to work by herself this time and decided to approach her outside the restaurant. "Samantha Miller," he remarked. It was not a question. She paused, gripping her purse more firmly. "Now it's Bennett. It's time for a conversation." She cast a fleeting look at her watch. "I must get to work. I will discuss this with your supervisor. This holds greater significance." 20 minutes later, they found themselves in a nearby coffee shop, an awkward silence hanging in the air between them. "Does she belong to me?" At last, Benjamin posed the question. Samantha gazed into her untouched coffee. "What significance does it hold at this moment?" "It holds significance." His voice took on a steely edge. "Does she belong to me? What would your response be if she were? Just toss some cash our way and vanish once more?" Her eyes sparkled with a deep-seated fury. "I had no idea you were expecting, Samantha. I attempted to convey my message to you. I reached out repeatedly in the weeks following our breakup. You didn't respond to any of my calls." Benjamin recalled those conversations. He believed she sought to mend things and had directed his assistant to cut off her number. "I want a DNA test," he declared with conviction. Samantha let out a harsh laugh. "Naturally, you feel that way, as if my assurance alone holds no weight. Is it really so unreasonable for me to seek evidence?" She gazed at him then, truly gazed at him. The man she had once believed she loved, the father who had always been absent. "Fine," she stated, "but no matter what the evidence suggests, you can't just glide into her life and then exit when it becomes troublesome. She is a young person, not a project you can discard when the outcomes aren't pleasing." Benjamin inclined his body, eager and attentive. "If she belongs to me, I will never forsake her." "You already did," Samantha replied, rising to her feet. "You simply weren't aware of it." She stepped away, leaving Benjamin to grapple with a reality he wasn't prepared to confront. That somewhere in the journey, he may have overlooked the most significant chance of his existence. The DNA test results lingered unopened on Benjamin's desk for 3 long days. The envelope had been gathered by his assistant from the lab yesterday, yet he found himself unable to summon the courage to open it. The prospect that had lingered in his mind for weeks now felt overwhelmingly tangible, poised to alter the course of his life. At last, on a serene Friday night, he poured himself a scotch and opened the bottle. The medical jargon swirled in front of him until he pinpointed what he sought. There is a 99.99% chance of paternity. He was the father of Lily. Benjamin set the papers aside and approached his floor-to-ceiling windows, gazing at the shimmering city lights beneath him. He had a daughter, a 5-year-old girl who had somehow recognized him, who had grown up in his absence, who had been depicting another man as daddy in her drawings. He picked up his phone and called Samantha, a number he had acquired during the testing phase. "I received the results," he stated as she picked up the phone. A moment of stillness. "So? I'm sure you're aware." Samantha let out a deep breath. "What is it that you seek, Benjamin?" "To converse. Face to face. Tomorrow morning, the park close to your apartment awaits. Fetch Lily. I have work scheduled for tomorrow. Notify your employer that you are unable to come in due to illness. This holds greater significance." Yet another prolonged quietude. "All right, 10 o'clock it is." Benjamin arrived at the park early, observing families with fresh eyes, fathers pushing their children on swings, catching them at the bottom of slides. Countless simple moments he had overlooked. He noticed Samantha and Lily making their way over. The girl danced forward, carefree and unaware of the unease, while Samantha trailed behind, hesitant and weighed down by reluctance. Benjamin stood, a wave of uncertainty washing over him as he grappled with the awkwardness of his hands. Is it appropriate for him to embrace the child? Extend your hand to Samantha? The guidelines for encountering the daughter he never knew existed were not part of his comprehensive schooling. "Hey," he uttered with an air of discomfort. Lily gazed up at him, a spark of recognition dancing in her eyes. "You're the gentleman from the restaurant, the one captured in my mother's photograph." Benjamin cast a sidelong look at Samantha, who appeared suitably mortified. "Lily, this is Benjamin," Samantha spoke with caution. He's a longtime companion of mine. Why don't we take a seat? Benjamin proposed, gesturing toward a nearby bench. Lily, look, there's a playground right over there. How about you play while your mom and I have a chat? Lily glanced at Samantha, seeking her approval, and then dashed toward the swings as soon as she received a nod. She has your eyes, Benjamin remarked. Samantha responded, among other things. She has a strong will, much like you. Benjamin pivoted to meet her gaze completely. Why didn't you share that with me? I made an effort. You didn't answer my calls. There was room for more effort. This is my daughter, Samantha. She let out a harsh, mirthless laugh. Is that your little one? You've taken on the role of her father for, 3 days since you opened that envelope? I have been her mother for 5 years. Each visit to the doctor, every haunting dream, every minor injury. That seems unjust. I was unaware. Life can be quite unjust, Benjamin. You're likely more aware of this than many, considering your profession. They observed Lily quietly for a brief moment. I want to be a part of her life, Benjamin finally declared. Oh, so now you've stumbled upon a nurturing side, have you? Or is it that your pride prevents you from stepping away from something that belongs to you? Benjamin recoiled. That doesn't seem just either. Absolutely not. So, please share with me. How have you evolved over the past 6 years? You remain the person who expressed that he wasn't suited for a relationship, the one who claimed that having children didn't fit into his vision for the future. Individuals evolve. Is that so? Samantha faced a challenge. Or do they merely persuade themselves they have when faced with repercussions? Benjamin observed as Lily ascended the ladder leading to the slide. I've stumbled along the way, yet I refuse to turn my back on her. What does that actually signify? Are we planning any visits this weekend? Season's greetings cards? Payments for child support? I'm not certain at the moment, he confessed, but I'm eager for the opportunity to discover it. Samantha's expression became a touch gentler. She isn't just a transaction, Benjamin. It's not possible to discuss terms and simply leave if things don't go as planned. She's a young one who will form bonds, who will look to you for presence. I see your point. Are you? Because I must shield her from disappointment, from abandonment. I will not leave her, Benjamin declared with conviction. That's what you claim at this moment. But what unfolds when life becomes intricate, when a partner is uncomfortable with another woman's child nearby, when your job requires increased commitment? Benjamin pivoted to meet her gaze. I am determined to understand my daughter, Samantha, and I am ready to take legal action if needed. The tension lingered in the air, palpable and unvoiced. Benjamin possessed assets that Samantha simply could not rival. Is that what this is? She asked, her voice barely a whisper. A strategic maneuver. He let out a deep sigh. That didn't come out as intended. I truly need you to grasp the gravity of my words. Samantha observed Lily, her heart heavy with emotion. Once a week under supervision. We'll observe how things unfold from that point onward. Thank you, Benjamin expressed. Hold your gratitude for now, Samantha said, rising to her feet as Lily dashed toward them. This is your first experience as a father. It's more challenging than it appears. As Lily approached, her smile radiant and her breathless laughter echoing from their games, Benjamin came to understand the depth of Samantha's insight. He was uncertain about the path of fatherhood, yet gazing at his daughter's face, his daughter, he realized he must make the effort. Benjamin approached Samantha's apartment building, a gift bag clutched in his hand, marking his inaugural visit with Lily. He had selected the gift with great thought, opting for a beginner's art set filled with quality materials, rather than the plastic toys his assistant had recommended. He glanced at his watch. Arriving 10 minutes early, consistently reliable for professional engagements, he now felt a wave of anxiety wash over him regarding a play date with a 5-year-old. The structure was unassuming yet cared for, a stark contrast to his opulent skyscraper. He pondered how Samantha made ends meet on a waitress's income. The idea unsettled him, his daughter teetering on the brink of financial instability, while he possessed more wealth than he could ever use. Samantha swung the door open just as he was about to knock, as though she had been anticipating his arrival. "You're early," she remarked, her tone neutral and uninviting. The road was clear as he lifted the bag high. "I have a little something for Lily." Samantha hesitated as she stepped aside. She is filled with enthusiasm, aimed to meet her expectations. The apartment was cozy though compact. The refrigerator was adorned with crayon drawings. The toys were arranged with care in vibrant bins, each one a splash of color. It had a cozy, familiar warmth. Lily emerged from a hallway, her demeanor unexpectedly timid. She donned a blue dress, her hair elegantly braided. "Hello," Benjamin said, crouching down to meet her gaze. "I have a little something for you." Lily moved forward with care, taking the bag into her hands. Upon catching sight of the art supplies, her eyes sparkled with excitement. Authentic paints and vibrant colored pencils. She raised her gaze to meet Samantha's eyes, similar to those found at the art supply shop. Samantha's expression became a touch gentler. At least he had managed to get that part correct. "What are your thoughts, Lily?" she encouraged. "Thank you, Mr. Benjamin." "You can just call me Benjamin," he said, casting a glance at Samantha, uncertain if that was the best choice. An uncomfortable pause ensued, until Samantha proposed, "Why not share your drawings with Benjamin?" The afternoon unfolded with a surprising ease. Lily presented Benjamin with her artwork, elaborating on each piece with vivid descriptions. She possessed remarkable talent for her age, a quality she had clearly inherited from him. He had long since left the world of art for finance, yet the joy of creation lingered in his memory. He complimented her, saying she was exceptional. "Perhaps we could create something together one day." Lily nodded with eagerness, her initial reservations fading away in his presence. Samantha observed from the kitchen, crafting snacks while ensuring they remained in sight. Benjamin occasionally met her gaze, attempting to express his sincere intentions. As Lily stepped into the bathroom, Benjamin made his way over to Samantha. He spoke softly. "She's incredible." "Indeed, she is. I've been contemplating the topic of child support. I would like to arrange for payments to be established." Samantha tensed up. "We are doing well. That's not the focus. She is also under my care. At this moment, she is." "What has transpired over the past 5 years?" The inquiry pierced through him, yet Benjamin pressed on. "I wish to atone for that. Outstanding payments, educational savings, improved living conditions." "Hold on," Samantha interjected. "Your charity is not required." "It's not a matter of charity. It's my responsibility. You've shouldered this burden by yourself for far too long." Just as Samantha was about to reply, Lily came back, shattering the moment of unease. The remainder of the visit unfolded with a veneer of strained cordiality. As the moment to depart arrived, Lily caught Benjamin off guard with a warm embrace. He paused for a brief moment before wrapping his arms around her, an unexpected warmth blossoming in his chest. "Would you be able to return tomorrow?" "Not tomorrow, darling," Samantha interjected. "Don't forget our conversation about Benjamin coming over on Saturdays." Lily's disappointment was palpable, yet she acquiesced with a nod. Next week, Benjamin assured he would return. "Let's experiment with those new art supplies." Outside, Benjamin lingered in his car, the engine silent and still. The visit had impacted him more profoundly than he had expected. He retrieved his phone and dialed his attorney. A week later, Samantha found an envelope waiting for her, filled with legal documents and a check, the first installment of what the papers referred to as monthly child support payments. The sum took her breath away. A formal request was made for the legal acknowledgement of DNA-verified paternity, along with a proposed custody arrangement. Starting with supervised visits, progressively moving towards overnight stays and shared vacations. Samantha's hands trembled as she read. This was progressing at an alarming pace. The sound of her phone ringing pierced the silence. "Benjamin, have you gotten the documents?" he inquired directly, without any introduction. "Indeed, this is quite a lot to take in. I'm simply formalizing things for Lily's benefit." Samantha argued for Lily's benefit, or to soothe your mind. Perhaps both, he conceded. Is that really such a mistake? Access to her world isn't something you can purchase, Benjamin. That's not my intention. Is it not? Do you really believe that just throwing money at us will fix everything? Do legal documents truly establish your role as a father? No, but they represent a beginning, he stated with conviction. 5 years slipped away from me. I refused to let any more slip by. The stillness that enveloped them was thick with unexpressed anxieties. What happens if you reconsider? Samantha finally inquired, her voice softer than she had meant it to be. What if you conclude that fatherhood isn't compatible with your way of life? I shall not. It's impossible to be certain of that. Nor can you, he retorted. In time you'll come to trust me, Samantha. Trust is something that must be cultivated. Allow me to prove myself one visit at a time. Samantha gazed at the photograph perched on her mantel, capturing Lily on her 5th birthday. A missing front tooth and ice cream smeared across her chin. With each passing day, Lily began to resemble Benjamin more and more. She had always anticipated that this day could arrive. She finally stated that she needed time to go over these with a lawyer. Certainly, enjoy the weekend. But Samantha, indeed, I'm staying right here. This time it's different. After hanging up, Samantha gazed at the custody papers, sensing that her meticulously built world was beginning to crumble around her. For years, she had been the world to Lily. Now she had to embrace the art of sharing, not only her daughter but also the essence of being a parent. The possibility filled her with a fear she was reluctant to acknowledge. 3 months went by, and a routine began to take shape between the unexpected co-parents. Every Saturday, Benjamin made his visit, arriving right at 10 and departing by 4. Samantha consistently sought out opportunities to linger close by, folding laundry, preparing meals, reading in the nearby room, always within earshot. Benjamin observed, yet remained silent. Trust was developing gradually, akin to a fragile edifice that neither party wished to jeopardize with hasty actions. Today he showed up with tickets to the Children's Museum. Lily swung the door wide before he had the chance to knock, radiating enthusiasm. Benjamin, have you got your sketchbook with you? I created a new drawing for you. I did, and I'm eagerly looking forward to seeing yours. He grinned at her excitement, still getting used to being on the receiving end of such pure joy. Samantha emerged from behind Lily, her attire relaxed yet prepared for the outing. She had firmly requested to join them on their excursions, a stipulation that Benjamin had acquiesced to without dispute. At the museum, Lily dashed ahead to the art installation, where young ones could craft digital masterpieces on expansive screens. Samantha observed her daughter, who had been eagerly discussing this exhibit all week. I looked into it, Benjamin confessed, thinking she might find it enjoyable. Samantha cast a fleeting look in his direction. It seems you've put in some effort to prepare. I'm making an effort, he stated plainly. They stood together, observing as Lily crafted vibrant designs with graceful gestures. Benjamin noted her remarkable talent. Did you support her artistic endeavors? She embraced it effortlessly. All I did was supply the crayons and paper. Samantha paused, uncertainty flickering in her eyes. Honestly, I believe she inherits that from you. I came across some of your college work from that time. Benjamin appeared taken aback. Do you recall that? You performed admirably. There was potential to pursue that path in my career. My father held contrasting views, his expression hardening as he spoke. A serene hush enveloped them, interrupted solely by Lily's invitation to appreciate her masterpiece. Later, in a cozy cafe nestled within the museum, Benjamin finally voiced the thoughts that had been swirling in his mind for weeks. I'm thinking of taking Lily out by myself next weekend, perhaps to the park close to my home. Samantha's muscles tightened. Absent from the scene, only for a few hours? Would you be able to drop her off and then pick her up later? She swirled her coffee with a gentle motion. I'm uncertain, Benjamin. 3 months have passed, Samantha. Endless supervision isn't feasible. Is it not possible for me? Not long ago you were merely a stranger to her. But now I am not, he replied. She feels at ease around me. It has come to your attention. Samantha observed Lily savoring her cookie, completely oblivious to the underlying strain between her parents. What if something occurs? What if she suffers harm? Then I will take care of it, Benjamin stated with conviction. As any caregiver might. Lacking experience is a hurdle, but I can only gain it if you allow me the opportunity. His tone was steady, yet his irritation was unmistakable. Samantha noticed the resolute expression on his face, reminiscent of the one Lily wore when she had firmly decided on something. After a reluctant admission, she acknowledged it would take 2 hours, and she has my phone number committed to memory. Thank you, Benjamin said, his voice filled with sincere appreciation. On the following Saturday, Samantha showed up at Benjamin's high-rise, accompanied by Lily and her backpack brimming with emergency supplies, spare clothes, Band-Aids, her beloved snack, and a meticulously crafted list of instructions. Benjamin took the bag with a hint of amusement. I believe we can manage a visit to the park. Samantha knelt down to embrace Lily, her voice filled with caution. Just be careful, she advised gently. Reach out if you require any assistance. Darling. Everything will be all right, Mummy. Lily found herself captivated by the scenery visible through the windows of Benjamin's living room. Observe the diminutive size of the cars. Samantha departed with a heavy heart, glancing at her phone every 5 minutes, anxiously awaiting their return. To her surprise, Lily returned brimming with enthusiasm about feeding ducks and discovering the ideal climbing tree. All safe, all smooth, all composed. The solitary excursions transformed into a regular ritual. As time passed, Benjamin's confidence blossomed, mirroring the deepening bond Lily felt towards him. One afternoon, she started referring to him as Daddy Ben, a change that stirred a mix of emotions for both adults involved. For Samantha, it was a poignant reminder that her unique role in Lily's life was evolving. For Benjamin, it was a title he felt he hadn't truly earned, yet yearned to prove himself worthy of. Half a year after their reunion, Benjamin broached the unavoidable topic. I'd like to talk about overnight visits, he mentioned one evening while Lily was playing in her room. Perhaps we could begin with one weekend night. Samantha gave a slight shake of her head. She has never been apart from me for a single night. It is essential for her to feel that both of her homes provide a sense of security. Are both of her residences? Samantha's voice elevated just a touch. This is where she resides, Benjamin. Her visits to your place are fleeting moments. For the time being, he stated with caution. However, in due course. What comes next? Do you really believe you'll obtain joint custody after being absent for 5 years? He reminded her of the 5 years she had kept hidden, his own anger rising. Ultimately, I would like to pursue shared custody. I am her father. In theory, perhaps. Benjamin took a deep breath. That seems unjust. Could it be? Arriving with presents and museum passes doesn't equate to being a true parent. Does it? I'm making an effort, Samantha. Each day, I strive to reclaim moments I never realized had slipped away. What occurs when effort becomes overwhelming? When it disrupts your ideal existence, your professional journey, your romantic opportunities. The charge lingered in the atmosphere surrounding them. This isn't about my way of living, Benjamin said softly. Your anxiety stems from the possibility of relinquishing control. Samantha recoiled as though she had been hit. You can't possibly understand the depths of my fears. Yet it was evident in her gaze. The dread of being supplanted, of watching her daughter gravitate towards the parent who could offer everything effortlessly. I'm not attempting to take her away from you, Benjamin said softly. I simply desire to have my own significance in her life as well. Samantha averted her gaze, fighting against the sudden rush of tears. I must take some time to reflect on this. Yet they were both aware that the terrain had changed. Benjamin had transcended the role of a mere visitor. He was asserting his presence in their lives for good. For 2 weeks, Samantha kept her distance from Benjamin, ignoring his calls. She convinced herself that she required time for contemplation. Yet beneath the surface, she was orchestrating her getaway. In every scenario she envisioned, Benjamin wielded his wealth and power to snatch Lily away from her grasp. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow in the room, Samantha gently tucked Lily into bed. With a sense of purpose, she retrieved a small suitcase and started to carefully pack the essentials. They could begin anew in a different place, a location where Benjamin would be unable to track them down. She possessed a modest amount of savings, sufficient to cover the security deposit for an affordable apartment in a different state. While she carefully folded Lily's favorite sweater, a sudden sound from her daughter caught her off guard. "Are we embarking on an adventure, Mommy?" Samantha glanced over to see Lily standing in the doorway, holding her rabbit. As she tidied up a few things, "Dear, return to your slumber." Lily remained still. "Is Daddy Ben joining us on this adventure?" The pure inquiry struck deep into Samantha's heart. "Absolutely not, dear. When can we expect to see him again? I have some uncertainty." Samantha perched on the edge of the bed, invitingly patting the space beside her. Lily ascended, her youthful visage solemn in the muted glow. "He assured me that we would visit the aquarium next weekend. He mentioned that they possess seahorses resembling miniature dragons." Samantha gently ran her fingers through her daughter's hair, a wave of guilt washing over her. Was she making the right choice? Or was she escaping from her own fears? "Do you enjoy your time with Daddy Ben?" she inquired with caution. Lily gave a slight nod. "He always gets my name right on my drawings, unlike Miss Nancy, and he has a knack for making pancakes that look like animals." Samantha couldn't help but smile, even against her better judgment. "I was unaware of that. He mentioned that he picked up skills from YouTube videos, specifically for my benefit." Lily let out a soft yawn. "Are you and Daddy Ben having a disagreement?" "It's a bit intricate, darling. That's the kind of thing adults say when they're avoiding a deeper conversation." Lily gazed upward, meeting Benjamin's discerning gaze. "He longs for our presence. He shared with me." Samantha gently tucked Lily back into bed, the weight of her escape plan now feeling empty and devoid of purpose. Was she safeguarding Lily or exacting retribution on Benjamin for an offense he was unaware he had committed? The following morning, she reached out to Benjamin. "We must have a conversation," she stated. "It's not about spontaneous visits just yet, but rather about making progress in some way." They encountered each other at a serene cafe situated midway between their residences. Benjamin showed up with a weary expression, suggesting he had been struggling to find rest. "Thank you for calling," he expressed, a sense of authentic relief evident in his tone. Samantha got straight to the point. "I had plans to leave, to gather my things and vanish with Lily," but Benjamin tensed up. "What prompts you to share this with me? I didn't do it, and I need you to grasp just how frightening this situation is for me. Removing my daughter from the situation isn't the solution, Samantha. Our daughter," she clarified, "and I understand that now. However, I also have a question that needs addressing." She inclined her body slightly forward. "What is it that you truly desire in this situation, Benjamin?" Over time, he pondered the question with great thoughtfulness. "I aspire to be her father every day, not merely on weekends or during special events. I desire to be woven into the fabric of her daily existence. Assignments, medical visits, theatrical performances, all the moments I've been absent for. And where do I belong in that narrative, the troublesome first mother? That seems unjust. Life seldom unfolds as expected," she replied, "particularly for those raising children alone." With a heavy heart, Benjamin let out a deep sigh. "I lack all the solutions. I simply cannot imagine a life devoid of her presence. Indeed, I possess certain resources that could complicate matters for you from a legal standpoint, but that is not my intention." "What is it that you desire?" "Collaboration," he stated plainly. "Let's work through this together, keeping Lily in mind." Samantha scrutinized him, probing for any hint of deceit. "It will be a challenge. We come from distinct realms, Benjamin. Universes that forged something truly remarkable in unison," he reminded her. "She embodies your kindness and my stubbornness, blends your creativity with my meticulous attention to detail." In spite of her own reservations, Samantha found herself smiling. "Your appetite is something else. The grocery bill for that child is outrageous." The atmosphere between them lightened a bit, a delicate piece beginning to take shape. "I have something for you," Benjamin said, as he delved into his briefcase. He presented her with a legal document. "Take a moment to read it." Samantha perused the paper, her eyes growing wide with surprise. "This indicates that you are relinquishing the right to pursue full custody." "Absolutely, unless you find yourself unable to fulfill your role as a parent, which we both understand is unlikely to occur." He lightly struck the paper. "It holds legal weight. My attorney had quite the outburst, yet I stood my ground. What could possibly motivate you to take this action? I wish for you to let go of your fear towards me." His voice took on a gentler quality. "I'm not against you, Samantha. I'm simply a man striving to be a good father to my daughter." Tears welled up in Samantha's eyes. For the first time since Benjamin had come back into their lives, she sensed the tight hold of fear begin to ease just a bit. "This doesn't solve everything," she said, hastily wiping her eyes. "Not quite, but it's a beginning. We'll tackle the rest one day at a time," Samantha agreed, meticulously folding the document. "Lily brought up seahorses during our visit to the aquarium." Benjamin's expression lit up. "Upcoming Saturday. Are you interested in joining us?" The invitation lingered in the air, more than just a simple outing. It represented a leap into the unknown, a journey toward a family, however unconventional it may be. "I would really like that," Samantha said, surprising herself with the depth of her sincerity. As they separated outside the cafe, an unspoken change lingered in the air between them. The battlefield had evolved into a more unstable yet possibly richer terrain. Potential. That evening, Samantha returned the partially filled suitcase to its place in storage. Escaping had consistently been her answer. This time, holding her ground could open doors to something greater, not only for Lily but for her own journey too. The aquarium thrived with the energy of weekend visitors, yet Benjamin had obtained exclusive passes that enabled them to skip the long queues. Lily danced between her parents, her tiny hands clasped in theirs, creating a human link that felt effortlessly harmonious. "Observe. Marvelous seahorses." Lily leaned her face close to the glass of a cylindrical tank, captivated by the delicate creatures gliding gracefully among the swaying seagrass. "Indeed, they resemble miniature dragons." Benjamin knelt next to her, highlighting the finer points. "Observe how they utilize their tails for stability. What about the pouch on that one? Interestingly, it's the male seahorse that carries the young ones. Does the father carry the little ones?" Lily's eyes grew large with surprise. "Not the parent?" "Indeed," Benjamin elaborated. "Seahorse fathers nurture the eggs until they emerge from their shells." Lily pondered this information thoughtfully. "It feels as though you're looking out for me, despite having skipped the early stages." Samantha took a sharp breath at her daughter's revelation, while Benjamin appeared briefly taken aback. In a moment of vulnerability, he finally found the words, his voice thick with feeling. "Even though your mother put in the effort." Lily nodded, her attention already captured by a vibrant fish swimming by. "Shall we take a look at the sharks next?" As Lily progressed to the next exhibit, Benjamin locked eyes with Samantha. A silent understanding lingered in the air between them, recognition of the intricate path they were traversing side by side. The day progressed with an unexpected smoothness. They enjoyed lunch in the aquarium cafe, explored the touch pools where Lily laughed at the sensation of starfish and sea anemones, and witnessed a dolphin show that left her exhilarated. For fleeting instances, Samantha could nearly erase the reality that had united them. They appeared to be just another family relishing a weekend adventure. The watchful father, the nurturing mother, the wide-eyed child linking them together. As the afternoon faded, Benjamin proposed, "How about some ice cream before we head out?" "Absolutely, yes." Lily sprang lightly on her toes. Samantha beamed with joy. "Just one scoop as dinner is nearly upon us." Benjamin purchased the ice cream, and they discovered a bench with a view of the harbor. Lily nestled between them, blissfully absorbed in her chocolate cone. "This was nice," Samantha admitted softly. "I appreciate your suggestion. We ought to make this a regular occurrence," Benjamin responded. "Us three." The suggestion lingered, heavy and palpable. Not merely individual visits, but collective moments of connection. An unconventional family unit. I would appreciate that, Samantha replied after a brief pause. Lily would also agree. Benjamin paused for a moment, then suggested, perhaps we could reconsider the discussion about the overnight stay? Not right away, but shortly. Samantha observed Lily savoring the ice cream as it dripped from her fingers. The idea of her daughter resting away from home still stirred up anxiety. Yet the panic had diminished. How about we kick things off with a cozy movie night at your place? She proposed. I could remain for the first time. On the sofa, I suppose. Only to ensure her sense of security. Benjamin's face lit up. What an excellent suggestion. I can prepare the guest room for her. Transform it with a fresh coat of paint and invest in quality furniture. She might assist in selecting the colors. She would truly appreciate that, Samantha remarked, coming to the realization that it was indeed the case. She has developed a fascination with interior design shows recently, constantly reconfiguring the living spaces of her stuffed animals. They exchanged a chuckle, and for a fleeting instant, Samantha glimpsed what could have unfolded had the tides turned differently 6 years prior. Benjamin, she began, her thoughts swirling as she searched for the right words. Text Mummy. Your ice cream is melting, Lily exclaimed, pointing at the vanilla cone that was dripping onto Samantha's hand. Time moved on, yet a subtle change lingered, a tiny advancement in the journey of trust. In the months that followed, their arrangement transformed. Gathering for movie nights at Benjamin's turned into a cherished bi-weekly ritual. Lily took the lead in designing her room within his apartment, opting for vibrant purple walls and a ceiling adorned with glowing constellations that illuminated the darkness. Her initial overnight visit occurred 4 months following the aquarium excursion. Samantha carefully packed Lily's bag, her hands shaking slightly as she included her beloved pajamas and the stuffed rabbit that was essential for her sleep. If she gets scared, just call me, Samantha instructed Benjamin. Anytime, even if it's the middle of the night. We'll be all right, he reassured her. But I promise to reach out if she requires your help. To Samantha's astonishment, the anticipated midnight call never came. Lily came back the following day brimming with tales of her pancake-making adventure with Benjamin and the mesmerizing view of the city lights from his balcony. Is it possible for me to return next weekend? She inquired with enthusiasm. Samantha experienced a complex mix of emotions, caught between envy and a sense of accomplishment. We'll see, darling. Benjamin observed the turmoil in her expression. Once Lily left to play, he remarked softly, she mentioned you the entire time. How you create more beautiful braids than I can. How your bedtime song resonates more sweetly. There's no need to mention that. He maintained it without a doubt. You are her sanctuary, Samantha. I'm merely evolving into yet another refuge. His words soothed a tension within her chest. I appreciate you sharing that with me. Benjamin moved in closer. I appreciate your confidence in me regarding her care. Their gazes locked, and Samantha experienced a sudden flutter in her stomach, a sensation she thought she had long since buried. Benjamin appeared to feel it as well, his eyes resting a moment longer than required. Lily burst back into the room, shattering the atmosphere. Dad, can we share the sunset pictures with Mum? Certainly, he replied, retrieving his phone. Yet, his gaze lingered on Samantha for just a moment more. As they navigated through images of Lily framed by a fiery sunset, their fingers touched now and then. Neither withdrew. Their past was woven with threads of both pain and lingering questions. Yet, amidst it all, a fresh bond was taking shape, one crafted from their shared affection for Lily, but possibly evolving into something deeper. Samantha felt unprepared to delve into those emotions just yet. For the moment, it sufficed that they had discovered a path to parenthood together. What happens next will reveal itself when the moment is right. As they got ready to depart, she suggested, perhaps next weekend we could all visit the botanical gardens. A butterfly exhibit awaits that would surely delight Lily. Benjamin beamed. I would truly appreciate that. As they strolled toward her car, Lily found herself nestled between them once more. Samantha came to understand that what had initially felt like her greatest dread Benjamin stepping into their lives, had unexpectedly transformed into an opportunity for a renewed sense of family, in whatever shape it might assume. 1 year after Benjamin's surprising arrival, Samantha found herself in the kitchen, crafting Lily's beloved birthday cake. 6 candles stood poised on the counter, accompanied by a vibrant array of sprinkles and icing. In the fresh air, Benjamin was arranging decorations in the quaint backyard of their new residence, their fresh abode. Even after 3 months, the notion still seemed peculiar. Neither the opulence of Benjamin's high-rise nor the simplicity of Samantha's apartment, but rather a middle ground. A delightful 3-bedroom home featuring a yard, perfectly situated between their former dwellings. Samantha was determined to cover her portion, utilizing the funds she had set aside from Benjamin's generous child support to secure a down payment. Lily occupied her own room, a vibrant space brimming with art supplies and an array of books. Benjamin set up a home office for the days he worked remotely, allowing him to stay connected with them. Samantha also had her own space, a cozy sunroom transformed into a delightful reading nook. They weren't cohabitating, not in the strictest sense. Benjamin kept his apartment in the city, yet the house served as common ground, a space that was shared among them, allowing Lily to visit either parent without the need to bring a suitcase. "Do you require assistance?" Benjamin stood in the doorway, a streak of blue paint marking his cheek from the banner he had been hanging. Samantha beamed with delight. "Feel free to frost these cupcakes while I wrap up the cake." They moved in harmony, a quiet understanding forged through months of shared parenting. Samantha mentioned that her teacher called yesterday. It seems that Lily shared with the whole class that her family is unique, claiming they are superior to typical families. Benjamin chuckled. "Indeed, she has a point." "No, she isn't," Samantha concurred, taken aback by the authenticity of the sentiment. Their connection had transformed in ways neither had foreseen. The animosity had dissipated initially, giving way to a reluctant admiration, then an authentic collaboration, and ultimately something more elusive, a bond reconstructed on fresh principles. They took their time with every decision. 3 months prior, there had been a single kiss, a gentle brush of lips after Lily had drifted off during movie night, an uncertain venture into emotions that neither was prepared to define. They chose to proceed with caution, placing Lily's well-being at the forefront of their minds. "Her friends will be here soon," Benjamin remarked, glancing at his watch. "Should I have her transformed?" "Kindly." The blue dress rests elegantly on her bed. As he departed, Samantha reflected on the effortless way they had slipped into this harmonious pattern of mutual obligation. Benjamin had astonished her, embracing fatherhood with a commitment she hadn't anticipated. He participated in parent-teacher conferences, mastered the art of braiding hair, and kept track of vitamins and dentist appointments. In turn, she found herself unexpectedly releasing her grip on control, discovering a newfound trust in his parenting instincts, even when they diverged from her own. They occasionally found themselves at odds, yet their conversations transformed into discussions rather than disputes, leading to compromises that suited their unique family dynamic. The doorbell chimed, heralding the arrival of the first guests. The home quickly became a whirlwind of 6-year-olds, bubbling with birthday joy and parents capturing every moment with their cameras. In the midst of the festivities, Samantha stood a little aside, observing as Benjamin assisted Lily in unwrapping her gifts. His calm demeanor as she meticulously unwrapped each present, preserving the bows and ribbons, the authentic joy on his face at her enthusiasm. He had transformed, or maybe she was merely uncovering facets of him that had always existed, hidden beneath the weight of ambition and the demands of those around him. A voice beside her remarked, "You seem happy." It was Nancy, once her babysitter, now a cherished friend. Samantha came to a realization. "It wasn't what I anticipated, yet it's quite enjoyable." Nancy noted how the 3 of you managed to make it work. "That's quite uncommon." After the cake and presents, when the party had faded to just family, they settled in the backyard, observing Lily as she enjoyed her new art easel, a collaborative gift from both parents. "I've been meaning to tell you," Benjamin said, turning to Samantha. "I'm reducing my work hours." The partners expressed their dissatisfaction, yet I communicated firmly that my priorities have shifted. Samantha arched an eyebrow. The dedicated investment banker cutting back on his hours? I never imagined this moment would arrive. He confessed with a humble smile, neither did I. Yet, I find myself longing for what has been lost. I refuse to let any more opportunities slip away. Their hands met on the bench that separated them, fingers weaving together effortlessly. Things seem to be going well, don't you think? Samantha inquired gently. Us three. More than just okay, Benjamin remarked. We're navigating this journey, one step at a time. Lily dashed over, her party dress already marked with smudges of paint. Check out what I've created. She presented a painting featuring 3 stick figures linked together. One tall and dapper in a tie, another with flowing hair, and a petite figure nestled between them. It's beautiful, my dear, Samantha said. It's us, Lily clarified, perhaps a bit too much. Our beloved family. Our cherished family. The phrases resonated within Samantha's thoughts as Lily hurried back to her easel. Unconventional, imperfect, yet genuine and substantial in a manner she had never imagined a year prior. Benjamin's thumb moved in gentle circles on her palm, conveying a wordless inquiry. Samantha gazed at him, the man who had transformed from a mere stranger to a co-parent and now into something deeper. Would you like to join us for dinner? She inquired. That sounds good, he responded. Uncertainties loomed on the horizon. Their narrative remained incomplete. It was unfolding, page by page, each day contributing to the narrative. As the evening light bathed their backyard in a warm golden hue, with Lily immersed in her painting and laughter, Samantha experienced an unexpected emotion that surfaced with Benjamin's return to their lives. Anticipation. Not for a storybook conclusion, but for something greater. An authentic start. Amidst the chaos, the negotiations, and the delightful surprises. A family forged not by duty or custom, but by the power of choice. Each day we make the decision to be together. Dear friends, you have just experienced the heartfelt journey of Samantha, Benjamin, and their precious little Lily. A tale that illustrates how affection and commitment can mend relationships and forge a family, even amidst a journey fraught with obstacles. If this story resonated with you, please take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments about what impacted you the most. Also, consider liking and sharing this video with others who may find value in a tale of second chances and fresh starts. From which country are you viewing this video? We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this story engaging, we invite you to subscribe to our channel for more touching tales that delve into the intricate beauty of human connections.